welcome to the July meeting of the Commission on Aging. Two announcements to start, one negative and one extremely positive. Sadly, Steve Olvedi could not be with us today. They had a family issue, so he's up in Hartford for that. Extended family, not an emergency, but nevertheless had to be in Hartford this morning. So hopefully he can come with us and visit with us in the September meeting. I've already given him that invite. We'll see if he can make it. But that's the negative. The positive is we are now at the 10th anniversary of the Mather Center. Beth Paris running all that great stuff. The greatest triumph in Commission on Aging history, not just in Darien, in any Commission on Aging history, is getting that done. And Beth has done a remarkable job in getting that wonderful facility, being as wonderful in programs as it is in its facility itself. So thank you, Beth, for all your great work on that. Kind of crazy to think it's been 10 years. That just blows my mind. So good stuff. Great, and we'll get Beth's report shortly. That will be awesome. Welcome, Susan. Good to see you. First order of business is the discussion of the June minutes. Questions, changes? Hearing none, can I have approval of the June minutes as rendered? Thank you. Second? Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Awesome. We'll go right to Beth for the Mather Center report.
Well, just to segue, when I started the celebration, which was June 11th, we had gotten a juggler who was absolutely fabulous, was he not?
Oh my God.
And it was basically to say that's the archetype of what it took to get here for everybody. And hopefully you guys read the constant contacts that went out thanking this commission, Joe specifically, and the team that worked on the building, because that was the first 5 years of me being here. I'm here 15 years, not 10, but 15. So it took us a while to get there.
Yes.
But I asked everybody to close their eyes, and then I asked them to open them, and I said, "There's 10 years." And it made the audience laugh, but it also shows all of that goes into something when it's like really, really super busy, and you're trying to get things to grow, and we're benefiting from that at this point. And to that point, we're down our program specialist since May, and I'm scheduling out all the way to December, and didn't have to cancel anything between other volunteers coming in and the staff pitching in. We got through even our chef being on vacation for 2 weeks during that time, and my comment, and I think I did make that on Channel 79, though I was doing lots of aerobics, I'm still the same weight.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it happens. But we're very pleased that we're still getting even offers from the community, people coming in. And it's really a testament to that building being so beautiful. I can say that I work hard, but if you work in a palace, people want to come. And everybody who comes to do presentations is extremely impressed. People want to come back again. Word of mouth, we get more people to come in. We've got some really exciting new things that are going to be offered in the fall and the winter. So I have to thank starting here, because for those of you who were part of the journey, and Joe certainly was that, and Jerry was here, went on the initials. It was a journey to get the shuffle through. And to get to the point where we have this beautiful building. So thanks to all of you. There is an offer on for the new program specialist. We'll see if she passes the mustard. And hopefully, I had said when Caitlin left that probably we wouldn't have a replacement until September, because generally we have a process that we have to go through here as well. So the expectation, I think, is going to be met. I think she'll be here. I want to thank Allie personally, because Allie was in on all the interviews as well, because you need to have somebody who has the professional expertise she has, and also who knows me and my temperament too. So it's very, very vital to have, and because our departments work so close together, it's really important that she feels that the person that we choose is appropriate as well. So to let you know that. I just want to say about August. On the 8th at 11 o'clock, the probate judge is coming to do all the updates for probate court. And right at home in Darien, the Home Health Agency is going to pay for the lunches. So this is out. So if you get the August newsletter, it's in center, it's online. There are, even though we're closed for a week in August, the August 19th to the 23rd for maintenance and repair, August still has a lot of wonderful programs happening, so please look up those programs and sign up as soon as you can. We also had gotten a wonderful offer from the Balance Center, Physical Balance Center in Norwalk. They had come and done presentations for us in the past for balance and for strengthening the core and bringing real physical therapists in. So they're now going to offer, and we already have 25 slots filled, so now it would be a waiting list, 10-minute balance assessments that if there is an issue, you can use the report to give to your primary care physician, and he can order PT from it. So it's another nice relationship that we formed with these two young men that are actually the owners of Physical, it starts with an F, Physical Balance Centers. So if anybody hasn't taken advantage of that, I can actually call Michael and see if we can squeeze a few more in. But they're 10-minute assessments, both two physical therapists are coming. So those are the kind of things we're trying to expand service as well as our classes, our activities, our entertainments, but having an option for service as well. So, you know, we're constantly looking for new and innovative things to do. So, and listening to our folks as well as what they would like. So grab an August newsletter. There's one here. I did actually bring, because I didn't know Peter was going to be here. They did a like kind of a synopsis. If anybody wants this, it's all of the legislative research affecting seniors for 2024, and it's done really well. It's more digestible to read than those big, huge documents. So if you want one, and I'll even copy others off if he were here. I think he has some.
Peter is away. He's up, I believe, up in Vermont. But I'm sure in September, my guess is we'll hear all about that document.
Yeah, yes, I think you will. So you might want to read up so you're ready.
Ready to ask questions of Peter.
But it was really well done because it was done in a way that is, because I think some of the other is so jargon-centered that sometimes it's hard to understand what they're really pitching. There's a whole big thing about municipal agents.
Oh.
Yeah, big one.
Okay.
About changes that they're talking about. So anyway, so that's available as well. So,
Right.
that's
Questions for Beth? Hearing none, thanks so much.
welcome.
Allie, Human Services Report.
Okay, good morning. First things, we have another mental health first aid training coming up. Paula Sutliff, the public health nurse, and I co-lead it. But we need more participants. So we only have 9 people right now. Chris is coming. And we really need at least like minimum 12, really 15 because it's interactive. So if you have too small a group, it's not going to be the same experience. So we'll have to decide tomorrow if there's anyone who wants to come. There's still space. If not, we'll postpone it until probably like sometime in September.
What does it entail, Alex?
It's from 8:30 to 1 o'clock. Both days, the 31st of July and August 1st, so Wednesday and a Thursday at Post 53. And it's not a lot of work on your part. I mean, you basically come and we have the whole program that we go through. It's run is it international? Yeah, it's international. It's CPR for mental health, basically. That's what kind of the way to summarize it. So it's for anyone 18 and over. Now this is the adult mental health first aid training. It's not geared towards children, but it's applicable to, it gives you a general overview that you can use it with really anyone, not little kids, but, so everyone who's gone has said it's very helpful and beneficial, unless they're just saying that to me to make me feel good, but anyway, so, and the town pays for this with ARPA money, so it's free. And okay, so moving on, we've had 2 extreme hoarding cases in town that we've been dealing with the fire marshal's office. And one of them, protective services for the elderly, is involved. The other one, because they don't have any family. Usually that's the case is when there's not a lot of family, or if someone's just really struggling, then if the protective services would get involved. It's been very time consuming. We've made some progress, but one thing to keep in mind is that hoarding disorder is actually a mental health diagnosis since 2013. So it's really a chronic problem, and it's not something easy to tackle. So we will then go so Bobby Bush and I will continue to go on a regular basis to keep tabs and make sure that things don't regress, because chronic problem, but anyway, okay, so then the Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program, that's for any seniors 60 or older. It's a one-time, they get a $50, it's actually gone up, it used to be only about like $30, but a $50 gift card, in a sense, to any local farmers market that they can use throughout the state. There are income limits. For a single person, you have to make less than $2,322 a month. For a married couple, it's $31.52. So it's a one-time $50 benefit. The seniors love it. It's fun to be able to go to the farmers market. So anyone who thinks that they might be eligible can just reach out to our office, and that goes through. Gosh, I think that goes as long as the farmers markets are open, which I think they go almost to Thanksgiving. Yeah, so I think this goes definitely through the end of September that people are still able to get those cards from us. And then Cynthia, the Renters Rebate Program started in May, so that's well underway. Again, that's for anyone 65 or older, or if you're on Social Security disability, and that looks at the income or the money that you spent the year before on your rent and utilities, and then the people, those of you who've been here for a while heard that then they get a nice check directly to them in October or November. So I think we have about like 30, depends, maybe around 40 people a year that we're able to enroll in that program. Cynthia does that whole thing. So still time for that, also through the end of September. And I think that's about it. The loan closet just keeps going up and up and up, and I think people love to donate and get rid of stuff, which we welcome. But yeah, it's really, I think the word is out. So remember that we have stuff for any Darien resident. We have walkers, knee scooters, transport chairs. Those are the ones that are really popular. I think graduation, weddings, this time of year, relatives visiting and all. So anyone can borrow them, and it's for 30 days, but usually we say it can be a little longer. Just keep that in mind. You've had people having surgery, they like to just have them for a few weeks and then get rid of them. So we have that offer to anyone in Darien. And that's about it.
Other questions for Al? None? Thank you, Ally. And good news, Sharon, our previous secretary who moved away, okay, is actually now going to do our minutes again, okay? So she is watching, hi Sharon, on TV 79. So I'll take both of your reports for the minutes and I'll add them to what Sharon sends me. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Appreciate that. Old business. Chris, what's going on at Home in Darien?
Sure. Well, just to add to Ally, two of our two staff members participated in the last mental health training, and they found it extremely worthwhile and would highly recommend it to everybody. So anybody out there, TV 79 lands, highly worthwhile. We are in the midst of our annual appeal, which is so critical for the organization as we continue to be really primarily almost exclusively privately funded. So again, anybody out there who gets this and wants to support a really great cause, please reach out. We have isolation and loneliness. We talk about that each time. We've got two upcoming events. One is actually tomorrow at Weed Beach, which is being co-sponsored by a partner that we've started working with, Seniors Helping Seniors, who does something very similar to what we do on a bigger scale. And they monetize it. Our services are all free, but they provide longer term in-home help, not from a health standpoint, but just from a helping getting around. So we're excited for that. We've got about 65 people who are going to be there, and it's free. Like all of our programs, it's free, and there'll be food, music, maybe a photo booth. So
What time is that?
it's from 4 to 6 o'clock at Weed Beach. And then on September 12th, actually 3 events. September 12th, we have some background with a local author, and I don't know if any of you know the name Wade White, baseball pitcher, Hall of Famer, played with the Yankees and was a longtime Cincinnati Reds announcer. Well, a gentleman that I worked with years ago, he's written a book called Schoolboy, and he got all of Wade White's writings from the Sun, and so it's co-written by Wade White because he's taken all this. So anyway, we're partnering with the library to have an author speaking event. We had a cap of 40 people, which we've already hit, so I'm trying to see if we can get more space to do that. So that's fun. So that's on September 12th. And then we're also partnering with the library. We've talked about, are there programs that are a good fit for seniors that we can promote and get people there? Byproduct of having some of the representatives from the library come to this group meeting a couple months ago, worked with Brittany Netherton, and we are going to have potentially a series of events and sessions. The first one's going to be on accessible technology for seniors, so for visually and hearing impaired. Some of those things that they'd shown when they came in to speak to us. So we're very excited about that, and that's going to be beginning of August. Okay, and then we've had relationships with a number of businesses in town to partner with us and to provide special discounts for our members. And it's been a little static. We've had 29 businesses who have agreed to provide special discounts, and we haven't really measured this in any way, shape, or form. We've got some anecdotal information, but in our issue of Out and About 2 issues ago, we wrote about that and we listed the businesses who provide special discounts. And each month we may get 3, 4, 5 requests from seniors in town for a membership card. We got 50 requests within the first 2 or 3 weeks after that.
Nice.
So there's an appetite for it. Maybe a good pun, because we're trying to get some restaurants too. But it's a natural. We don't require any minimum, any type of discount. Whatever that business wants to offer, we will promote it. And somebody literally walked in the office 2 days ago, Monday, and said, I've lost my card, can I get another one? And oh, by the way, we had a special event at a church in town, and we were going to get it catered by Michael Joseph's. And we looked on there, and Michael Joseph's was on the discount. They felt a little funny. They asked Michael Joseph's, and they said, absolutely.
Nice.
So they used it for the catering.
Very
Darien Diner has said that they get 20 people a week that will use that card. So we want to grow that program. It's been a very quiet program, but we think there's great benefits for seniors, but also the business in town. And we're looking for ways to connect our organization and seniors to the local businesses and organizations. So more to follow.
And Jerry, David with 1020 Post and Shake Shack, and
Well,
you could tell my restaurants.
Yeah, it's actually on my list to reach out to.
There
We had, on a different issue, we had met, a year plus ago, and talked about the Corbin District Development, and what can we do moving forward to get seniors down there. And noticed we had a table at the sidewalk sale this weekend for the first time, and Sue is one of our dedicated board members who sat there with us. And I noticed there was a shuttle that I think David had orchestrated to come and do it. Well, we're in the process of, we've been pursuing in a process of trying to finalize purchase of a passenger van, a 12 to 14 person passenger van that we want to utilize beyond our current scope of services to get seniors out and doing different things, working with, communicating with each other and interacting with each other, but also with businesses, and doing that after our hours. So it's very different for us, but we're very excited about it. And I think it would be a natural to be able to provide that type of service to seniors to get to Corbin and Norotan Heights. So again, more to follow on that one also.
Good stuff. Thanks, Chris. Any questions for Chris? Hearing none. Moving on to some good old business. First of all, a big thank you to Sue Oki, because she brought to our attention this whole housing authority issue as to wait lists and things of that nature. And in the category of good things come to those who wait, we now have a response from the housing authority. Okay, they included, and I will put this in the minutes, the income limits for both the Heights at Darien and the Royal. Okay, so you'll see that in the July minutes, so people can check that out. And they also note what the current waiting lists are. okay? And what we're seeing right now is that the Heights has a total number of units of 106. The Royal has a total number of units of 55. From September 2023 to May 2024, they had 8 units turnover at the Heights and 4 units at the Royal. And of course, they don't know how many units will turn over per year as it changes every single year for obvious reasons, okay? So one of the big questions is who are on the waiting lists, okay? At the Heights, 484. At the Royal, 227, okay? So you see with such limited turnover that these wait lists are quite long, okay? So whether they're going to open the wait list as we requested or not, that's still to be determined. We haven't heard that yet. But at least we now have the information as to what these wait lists show. And what they clearly show is we have a significant lack of housing, okay, for folks who need it, okay? And so one of the issues I was looking forward to having Steve, before he had his family issue today, addressing is, of course, Jerry Nielsen is doing up a big project, okay?
I was going to raise that.
Yeah, there you go. So Jerry's doing a big project, as folks know, behind Nielsen's florist. Thank God the florist is not going anywhere,
I know.
okay? But all those buildings behind him,
Going.
well, that's the question, right? So there's overlay zone issues, there's zoning issues.
There's Stony Brook, there's environmental issues.
Oh my God, and you've also got questions of where they access that from, okay?
Exactly.
Right?
Hecker
Is the biggest issue. Those folks on Hecker are not happy campers, okay?
Freight's on there. Freight's, up there.
Yeah.
At the meetings,
Right.
saying his piece, which is good.
So if I were the folks, Jerry, if you're listening to me, I would cut out that Hecker business, okay? That's up to you, okay? But if you close off Hecker, at least you're gonna have a little bit better of a chance. Now, that might cause all kinds of other issues. I'm not a planner. But at the end of the day, to the extent that Jerry can put in some serious senior housing as part of that.
That's the problem. I mean, it's 175 units. That means probably 14% would be affordable.
And that's up to
That's
planning,
25.
but planning and zoning should
P&Z
make.
is not going to approve. I don't know.
Well, I'm just
175.
saying, if I were on Steve's panel, I'd be leaning on those folks. You want this many units? I want more. I want more affordable. Now, is that legal? Who knows? But at the end of the day,
That's how I feel too.
this wait list is so outrageous, okay, that whatever we can do to promote more senior affordable housing, and I do say senior affordable housing, people should listen to this, okay? All of these units, they claim, they're just gonna be divorced men who wanna stick around here, or they wanna be this, or they wanna be that. Sorry, folks, they're gonna be kids, okay?
Yeah.
And kids use up school resources, okay? And that's gonna higher your mill rate, okay? So at the end of the day, senior housing scores big because they're not using your schools.
That's a good way to look at it.
So at the end of the day, to the extent that it's a win-win for the town, let's build more senior housing, or at least force our developers to include more senior housing, okay? And we don't have our mill rate go up because we're having a lot of use of Royal and Tokenique and wherever else the kids are gonna end up being. So, off my soapbox.
Joe, I have a question on the numbers. The 484 is Heights, 227 is Royal.
Yeah,
Can you be on both lists?
don't know the answer to that. That
Yeah.
would
That's a
be,
good
okay,
They're
here you go.
totally different, and
Okay.
there's seniors that live at the Heights too. So seniors, it can live at either.
Okay, so
Thank you, Ally's our
I mean,
expert.
that's, okay, I'm not there. That's my understanding, is that you could be,
Okay.
yes, but
so
I
it
do not.
could be a little less, but at
Correct.
the end of the day, it would be de minimis because these numbers are just unbelievable.
Right, especially with only a turnover of 8. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just,
Yeah.
Well,
And
when you
just to
only
be-
have 106 total units available.
correct.
And Heights.
And it's not unique to Darien, it's the whole
Oh,
area
yeah,
too.
yeah.
You know, I mean, I think I've said this before, like, that's probably one of the number one calls we get in our department, not just from people in Darien, but people wanting to live here, and it's like, it's not unique to Darien,
Right.
but it's everywhere.
Absolutely.
Joe, 2 questions. First one, I don't know, is 6 Thorndale Circle involved in that, or is it just the building in the back?
It's not the place where the
Darien
MRI
Imaging?
It's
Yeah.
not Darien
Okay,
Imaging,
okay,
that's my
'cause we
understanding.
do a lot of rides there.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
Does anyone else?
That's what I read as well.
It's not
Doesn't
Darien,
include
it's
this.
Okay.
right,
Okay,
that's my
good.
understanding.
And the second question, it may be totally off base, and if it is, I apologize. Is there a proactive step from the Commission on Aging to about, on behalf of seniors and
Well, we
affordable
got a
housing?
problem with that. We've got a problem with that. We've got seniors around that development who don't want it to happen at all. All right, okay, so, and they're putting up a good fight, right? They're gonna, I think they'll lose, but at the end of the day. But I think at the end of the day, this is what we're doing on TV 79, we're getting Steve in here. We can give that some thought. This project is still a long way away. They were just doing the overlay zone. So at the end of the day, they're gonna be back before that Planning and Zoning Commission, probably 5 or 6 times, I think.
Okay, yeah.
There's an
before-
article today in the patch
Oh,
about the development, so you can read it.
Okay.
And
Okay,
there's some
good.
amendments that are gonna go through on July 30th. But we might want to have representation at one of those PNC meetings.
Well,
We
let-
will have several.
Well, let's give that some thought. I'd still rather hear from Steve before we
Yeah.
decide, because there could be things which we're
You don't
not
know.
aware of. Obviously, we advocate for senior housing. Whether that's appropriate at this development, as much as I'd love to see it, there might be reasons why he turns to me and says, Joe, you're an idiot. No, you can't do that, okay? So I don't want to advocate for stuff that's impossible either, okay? Which is, they are only mandated by state statute to do this, and they're not going to, right? So I want to hear that from Steve, Chair of Planning and Zoning, as to, where the commission, and from his perspective, could be advocating more for, senior housing. And we've discussed this before. If anywhere there should be senior housing, you know where I'd love to have it. Settlers. Great Island, baby.
Don't
50
live
units,
over
and
there.
watch everybody freak out. No, but it's not gonna happen. I know. Okay, but at the end of the day, that is the challenge, right? Where is the land in Darien where there's going to be senior housing, right? That's the bottom line. And yes, this Thorndale Circle business certainly gives us an opportunity to add 5 more places, at the end, right? It's not,
Yeah,
even
it's not
if we
big.
advocate, it's not gonna be a big number, okay? Let's be clear, right? The developer's there to make money, not to serve seniors. So at the end of the day, though, we'll talk to Steve about what he thinks about that, okay? But, it is what it is. So that's where we stand. But the key news, and full credit to Sue, is that Sue pushed this along. We finally got the information, so we did get the data. Now for some even better news. Our friend Peter. And look at what Peter found out. Remember we talked about that beach pass business?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. You know what this is?
What?
A beach pass for seniors who can carry it along with them. They have to put the license plate on it, okay? But if they've got, a caregiver who takes them to the beach, then they don't have a car, they don't drive anymore, they can obtain one of these puppies here at the town. So what we were talking about at our last meeting actually exists, okay? So
I
if
think
you...
we should clap.
Well, but it existed already. We didn't do anything about it. So at the end of the day, the reality is this is great news, though, that there is a beach pass for seniors available at Town Hall, which is not a sticker. Okay, but it is limited to 1 license plate. Okay, so or maybe it's 2. I didn't look at this closely, but nevertheless, it's limited to license plates. You can't just jump in any car and hand it to somebody, and they will check the card at each beach place, right? Whether it's Weed or Pear Tree Point, you're gonna have to show them your card, etc. But it's awesome because our seniors can use these. So if you've got a daughter coming from New Hampshire coming to visit you, and she's the one who takes you to the beach, her license plate number. So at the end of the day, this is good stuff. They are looking at this, as I understand from Peter's email exchange with these folks, as to whether they need to limit it or whatever else, not limiting it further than this, but could you take off that license plate requirement, for example, okay? So they're looking at that, so we'll keep tabs on that. And part of this came out of our original discussion of trying to get the Parks and Rec director to come visit with us, okay? I exchanged emails with Jennifer Fava, who took over recently, and she said, I'd love to come, but I'd like to get my feet wet a little further on this job. She's only been there since the spring. So I invited her to come in December, January, or February, whenever she wants. But the original reason for having her here is this question of beach passes. And guess what? We've got a beach pass. So as long as we can get this information out, including to ourselves, as we found out.
Nobody knows about it.
Thank you. Exactly. If nobody on the Commission on Aging knew about this program, right, until it was raised. But the good news is we dug and found out about it, and now everybody on TV 79 knows about it too. So if you're a senior, you're not driving, and you want to go to the beach, you know, come to Town Hall, get yourself a beach pass. Okay, it's good stuff. Awesome. Other old business. Any new business? Hearing none, can I have a motion to adjourn this July meeting of the Commission on Aging? Thank you. Second. All in favor? Aye. Thanks, everybody. As said in our favorite song from the 50s, we will see you in September.